Hey, welcome to the new van. This one is a 23'9" version of the Lotus Trooper, and it's got the latest gear on it from Lotus, and they've called it LC Customs. So there's a whole range of gear and accessories they can put on these things now to not only make them look beefy and beasty, but they're pretty functional as well. So I'm going to give you a quick walk around the outside, and then the lovely Becky Boo is going to give you an inside tour, because we've fully changed the layout inside too. So there's a couple of different things that we've trialled and we're liking. So we'll show you through those, but let's start at the front. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, 23'9", and it's actually beefed up so it can be 4.5 ton ATM. So it's got a massive galvanised off-road chassis. If you swing down here a little bit lower, you can see they've changed the design a bit on the Troopers. There's some pretty beefy looking, I don't know what you call it, bracing and fillets and extracts all over the chassis, but it looks like it could handle 10 ton, not just 4.5. Like I said, you got an off-road hitch of 4.5 ton, so that's the DO45, and your full handbrake assembly, big chains, and then this one, the Boss jockey wheel again. We had this on the last van, and I tell you what, hitching and unhitching is so easy when you just jam your drill in the top, up and down. You don't have to worry about winding the jockey wheel and that. Super good. And you get extra extensions and base plates and all that, so it makes it adjustable. One of the new LC Customs things is this front toolbox design. So on this one you have got yeah, gas storage and then tool storage and a couple of shelves and that in there. So that's really handy. And then behind it, well, it sort of acts as a stone guard as well, right? So it's going to get fairly well peppered, but whatever, it's saving your van. In this one here, I'll take you on both sides, but this one's the fun side because it's got your barbecue in it. So there's a couple of little shelves and storage in your door here. Beck's got some Pilates weights and stuff in there. That's where they are. She's looking for those fire starters. And then this all comes as part of it. Big barbecue slide with a storage area, and it houses your mini bar, like, what's that? Your Weber mini Q, no worries. And then you just pull your hose out and plug it into a gas bayonet under there. So, good as gold. Up the top we shove our chairs, and there's a awning support there for your mid awning. Because it's such a long van, you've got a huge awning on it, you kind of need a curved roof rafter because you've got a lot of fabric up there. But anyway, that is one side of the toolbox. Come and check out the other one. And here, this one is just pretty much storage. You've got the same shelves on there in the door, heaps of spare space in there, and in here's your diesel tank as well. So we've opted for a diesel heater in this van. You probably ask why. Well, they're both awesome. Gas is awesome, diesel's awesome. We're pretty much, I reckon, we've got small gas bottles on this. The gas heaters chew a lot of gas when you're in cold conditions, so we've gone with diesel because we've got the small tanks. But anyway, if you choose either or, they're bloody awesome. I think one good thing about diesel heaters is you can DIY install them yourself. With a gas one you can't. You need to be a gas fitter and get it certified. So yeah, anyway, come around here. So on all four corners it's got nice big heavy duty drop downs with heaps of reach. Because it's such a high van, you need these longer ones so you can actually get the ground when you're in undulating conditions. Anyway, put him up, and then there's a nice little feature here. If you swing this, it's actually, that there is to carry an extra spare tyre. So that's the mechanism. You can actually fit another spare tyre up under the chassis there, and then you can wind that up and down on your jack here. So while I'm under, I'll show you. Underneath here we've got 4 water tanks. So the front one's a freshwater drinking tank of 60 litres, and then you've got 3 95 litre water tanks, and then another grey water tank right at the back. And then up here, there's your diesel heater outlet underneath for your exhaust. Also, as usual, Cruise Master airbag suspension, love it. I tell you what, once you've had a van with Cruise Master airbag, it's pretty hard to go back. So we've stuck with that, and I'll show you how we control it. Oh, here's a big awning, massive big awning, runs all the way down, and it's good to see that Lotus are putting a mid-mount support in their awnings. If you've watched my vids for over the years, I get really annoyed when people don't put awnings supports in the middle, because they do flap up and down when you get in off-road conditions. All right, fun stuff. Look at this, we've never had this gear before. So this here is the LC Customs entertainment hatch. So boom, drops down, and you've got like a bit of a workspace as well with a stainless top, but then you've got an outdoor telly, speakers, there's your Fusion or Garmin unit there, some charging ports, some 240 volt outlets, and here is your airbag control. So we can flick that on and control our airbags left and right with the remote, set our ride height and all that. And you've also got a line out, so if you want to pump up your tyres, you can use the compressor on the van to air up your tyres after you've been on the beach or off-road. All right, second one. No, it's not another TV. It's the same hatch, but we've worked, I'm pretty proud of this, me and Beck. We work with Lotus to turn one of these entertainment hatches into a coffee nook. Ready? Boom. So we've got a bit of storage there for your beans and your mugs and all that sort of stuff. And then in here is the Breville Barista Express on its own little slide with a custom mount that suits in there nice and snug. So this thing's going to be like, it will not rattle, shake around, bounce out of there. It's always going to work for you. In the past, we've been putting it on the floor, on the bench, strapping it to benches, chucking it in the canopy, doing heaps of stuff. Now it's got its own little space. And if you don't want to wake anyone in the morning, you can come out here on your own, start up a coffee. The only issue with that is anyone within a 50-metre radius of you can sniff it out and they come looking for a fresh coffee. But yeah, and again, workspace. So we also, there's power points in there. You can put your air fryer, your induction cooker, whatever, and cook outside as well. So it's been working really well. And then put him away. It's all dust proof, waterproof, and lockable, obviously. Boom. All right, wheels and tyres. These guys, they're like, they actually look like, if you've seen big American trucks like the 550s and that, they call them super singles, these big truck tyres. They kind of look like real beefy American truck tyres with some good 33-inch all-terrains on there as well. So they look tough. I like them. They're a Lotus wheel. I don't know who makes them, but they're bloody nice. Then come around the back, this is another addition. Oh, I should show you the sides here too. Part of the LC custom stuff is all this combing. So it's like custom metal edging that goes right around the edge of the caravan. So not only is it good for, obviously it holds your walls and stuff together, but when you're brushing through trees or tight tracks and all that sort of stuff, you're not going to rip off your combing and your waterproofing. It's all sort of beefed up. I like it. Looks tough too. The rear bar, this new setup here, this is sweet. Like most vans, you just have that bumper bar that comes out and then everything's hanging off them. This one's fully enclosed and sort of manufactured, and it holds your spare tyre up the top there, which is easy enough to get off. Just spin it off the spigot, and then you can put 2 jerry cans in here or a bit of storage, and then another big storage box in here, which we got firewood. And there's also heaps of tie down points, so you can load it up with firewood, put a little mesh net or whatever on there, tie it down. How good. Up the top, you've got the rear wing. They've reduced the size of that rear wing. It's what it does too, it extends your roof line. So if you get tight for solar, you can actually fit another solar panel on the back because it gives you more roof space up the top by coming out the back of your van. Got a work light up the front there and a camera. Speaking of the roof, on top there is 1000 watts of solar, because inside there is 600 amps of lithium, a 3000 watt inverter, and obviously 1000 watts of solar. But I should show you under the seats now. Lotus do this new power stack with red arc. It's really cool, so I'll show you inside. But anyways, come down here. On the back side, here's all your water hookups. So these are real handy because each tank has its own hookup and drain, and then each pump has its own feed as well. So inside, obviously there's 2 pumps, one for fresh water, one for all your other water, and you can isolate each tank pick up there to the pump, and then here is all your fillers as well, which you can isolate. So you always know you're putting good water in your freshwater drinking tank and all that sort of stuff. So I like it. And then underneath there is a grey water tank you can shut off when you're free camping and have got to be self-sufficient and contain your grey water, and then you can crack that and drain your grey water tank as well. All right, one of the new things on here, I don't know who makes them, but these windows, not only are they filthy at the moment because we've just been away, but they're actually all tinted. So they're like double tinted, which is good for privacy because you can't see in them. But when you're in the van, it's heaps cooler. You don't get that heat coming through. It's like double glazed windows or whatever, but I really like them. And the blinds inside, Beck will show you too. The blinds are really cool. The blinds and screens, they work easy and they're great. Better than the old versions. Hot water external shower, hot and cold. And then you've got your power hookups. They also do now a Starlink hookup, so you can just plug your Starlink cord straight inside here. And then your instant gas hot water, which we have inside. That is it. That's the outside of the 23.9 Trooper. It's a beast, eh? I'll get Becky to show you the inside, eh? Quick one I forgot. It's a tunnel boot that goes right through, so just for heaps of storage for whatever you want. Chuck your storage tubs, boxes, everything, chuck it in there. Happy days.
Well, hello, come on into our crib. I'm going to start off with our bed, and you can see it's actually been pushed up to the side. We did a poll on Instagram asking you, and I reckon about 80% said leave it an island, so we went the 20% and squashed it up against the wall. And after spending 2 weeks in it, I'm impressed. I like it. But one thing I'm going to show you is how I get out of the bed. So this is actually my side, okay? So I lie here, and this is how I get out, like this. It's not for everyone, but it suits me. I do really like this space here. I'm really happy with that. Justin and I share these cupboards here, so he's got this side, I've got that side. Then we have the 2 pull-out drawers. So we've got plenty of storage, a little wireless phone charger, and then another couple of drawers down the bottom here. So we just went away for that 2 weeks, and we didn't even use these overheads, so plenty of storage. We've also kept with these splitties. We really love this setup because you still get your airflow through the top here, but then your bottom is good for security and privacy. And we've got our tally here, which is on an arm. Really handy. We've also got heaps of underbed storage, as you can see under there. And then we added an external drawer for shoes, which is very dirty. Now onto our dining area. We can comfortably fit 3 of us across the back here, but because we are a family of 5, we've popped these stools down in the little nook down there. We pop our 2 stools out, and then we can 5 of us can comfortably eat around the table here. This is a telescopic table, so as you can see it moves around like so. Anyway, pretty happy with that setup. Got our overheads here. This houses all our food, and then we normally leave this one for like just technology and cords and stuff. Alrighty, this fridge is a 220 litre Dometic fridge, and honestly I think it's the most perfect family size. I reckon it's great, does the job. Now for the kitchen. Probably the first thing you've noticed is there's literally no cooking appliances in here, and after being away in it the last fortnight, super happy with that decision because it gives you the flexibility of cooking outside but also cooking inside. So we keep our induction cooktop in here. Justin's actually packed it in his car because he's going away, but I just love the easy access to it, and mostly cook on the barbecue anyway, so.
But just so much more bench space, like
yes,
crazy.
You're not sacrificing any bench space, so I really like it. These 2 cupboards we can add food in there as well. It's got a couple of overheads, and this one's, what do you call that? Technology.
No, just all your fuses and...
Fuses, aircon, and hot water. So that's all gone with my gold tapware. We've got cutlery here, plates, bowls, cups, and down the bottom just has our kettle, toaster, and a few other things. Got more storage under here. It's a bit of a schmozzle under there. And then this one is our bins. Oh, they're just the best size too. Ooh. And then another extra little storage compartment there that I just put my dish rack down there. A few other things. Now into our new favourite part. This is our new bunk layout. We are really, really happy with it. Such a top decision. Even the kids commented so many times when we were away about how much they loved it. And I think when you've got growing kids, it's just that little bit of extra space for them. So I'm really stoked with that decision. We've got 6 drawers underneath here. They're quite generous in size, as you can see. So we've got 1 for each kid. And then down the bottom here is just a bit of a bits and bobs drawer. Then we have cutlery and my trusty vacuum. And then this one is dedicated to dirty laundry or dirty washing, which is in a really great spot because we've got our ensuite and shower here, but I'll show you that in a sec. We added a couple of drawers down the bottom here. They're quite shallow, and I think if I had my time again, I probably wouldn't bother putting them in, and then just lower this bed down a little bit. And there's another one here. Games. We've added the trusty Sirocco fans. You just can't go wrong with these. They're absolutely fantastic. Now into our ensuite. Oh, firstly I'll show you, we've popped a sliding door in here. It's got this really cool little mechanism up the top here to lock them out. So that's really good. Because we went the sliding door, we were able to pop towel rails on the back of it. This is absolutely not a necessity, but we've put in a heated towel rail. It's just a bit of a gimmick that we thought we'd add. So this here, we've had a lot of interest in our Klasana toilet. Like I said, spending 2 weeks using this, we are very happy with it. We did use the bags in the whole 2 weeks, but that was probably because we were kind of getting used to it. It's a dry flush toilet, and your bags drop into the bottom compartment, and then you put the bags in the rubbish. And I think that's a really hard concept to get around because it feels like a biohazard, but there's literally like no smell. The bags are really durable. So far, we're really happy with that toilet. Now onto our washing machine. We have a top loader. In minivans we've had the front loader, but I really wanted a window in here, so we opted for the top loader. The only downside is that it does use way more water than the front loader. So we've got storage galore up here. All these mirrored cabinets have shelving behind it. We've also got more shelving under here. We didn't even fill these when we went away. We've got extra drawers. This one here houses our first aid kit, sunscreen and bug spray. It's just really easy access for the kids. And the bottom drawer there. Now for our shower, it's actually a huge size. Like if I stand at the back here, don't look at the floor. If I stand at the back here, I can't even reach. Like that's how big it is. So yeah, pretty stoked. Really rate it. And then go on the mirror on the back of the door too. Mirror. So yeah, that is our 23.9 Lotus Trooper layout. We're really happy with it, and it works really well for our family and our growing kids, and just overall stoked.
Hey, I touched on it outside about the windows, but you can see inside here, it's very like, you know what I mean, tinted, so it's very cool and it's darker inside, which is good. I like it. And then the function of them, they open like most windows. You just push them out and lock the little tab there with your thumb screw. But these is what I really like, the blinds. They slide, they're magnetic together. The meshing is enough to keep midges and stuff out. You can see all the dead bugs on there from our last trip. They can't get through on the outside. And then the good thing about these blinds too is the blockouts. Look at that. In the morning, we had some sleep-ins where like you wake up thinking it's 7 o'clock and it's like 8:39 because it's so dark in here. There is no light coming through the little pinholes of the fabric in like the concertina blinds and stuff. They're just really good and they work. They never once bug it up. They just work. You split them like that, push it open, undo the screw. And the tinting is awesome. Even in your outside, you can be sitting here looking out at someone, they can't see you. It's really good. All right, and the battery setup, let's quickly have a look. Now, Red Arc, full Red Arc package in this van. I'll pull this out so we can have a look. It's all neatly tucked away under here, right? So, can't show you the batteries because it is a new rule or something that you can't have lithium batteries open to a cabin area, so they're all sealed off in there and vented externally. So under here there is 3 200 amp lithium batteries, Red Arc ones, so we get 600 amps overall. And then this is the new thing they're called the power stack. So in here there is a 100 amp, it's called a Red Arc Manager Alpha, which is a 100 amp charger from like your car, AC or solar, and it's customizable from like 0 to 100 amps. And then underneath that is a 3000 watt inverter, and then here is your main breakers and your cables and your shunts. This is all one unit they're calling the power stack. So what I really like about this is if you ever have a drama with any of this system, they can diagnose it. You can drop into a Lotus dealer that they'll have these power stacks like on hand, and they'll just literally change out the whole stack, which is just undoing your cables, putting a new one in, and then they can fix whatever component's wrong with it later and then put it back on the shelf. So I really like that idea, but I highly doubt, man, how long have we been traveling? I don't know, 8 or 9 years. Very rarely have issues with electrical stuff, hey, apart from blowing a fuse now and then from something. But yeah, I reckon it'd be pretty sweet. That, and then over here it's all controlled by the trusty old Red Vision. So up here on your screen, it's hard to see with the camera, but it tells you a battery state of charge. You can scroll up and down and turn all your outputs on, like all your lighting and water pumps, hot water, and then you can turn your inverter on here. and is a 3000 watt inverter. So that is enough. With this solar, 1000 watts of solar, 600 amps of that. If we got good sun, you can pretty much run your aircon neutral. So you can run it from like, I don't know, 10 till 3 and not use your battery if you're in good sun. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was really good while we were away actually. We really tested it out and it's surprising.
Bloody good. And it's yeah, Dometic aircon as always. I can't remember the Fresh Jet, I think it's called Dometic Fresh Jet. It's a cracker, man. What else are we looking at? I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Fans above here, again, Sirocco fans, 2 of them. I reckon 2 is ideal because we like pointing one at me, one at Beck when we're in bed. Yeah, reading lights and speakers and other stuff throughout. It's bloody schmick. So, good old Lotus, they've done it again, the new 23 Trooper. It looks even beastier on the outside. We've changed up the layout inside for the kids and we're loving it.
Yeah, the kids are loving it. They just kept commenting on it. Like, this is so much better. Especially the oldest one. Yeah, he's loving his space.
Just having room. When you're not cramped in and you don't feel like you're in a submarine. Like, as they get older, the 3 bunks on one side just becomes too tight, too uncomfortable. And they're like, oh, I don't really want to go away because the bed's uncomfortable. Now,
it's funny, not once did he ask, Jack, the eldest, did he ask to go and sleep in the rooftop tent, and that is because he was comfortable in this layout, whereas previously in the triple bunks he was always asking to sleep in the rooftop tent. So yeah, that's a sign, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, we should I don't know the colours and stuff, but I'll get Beck to do it because we've done the flooring is in like herringbone stuff.
I've got them saved, just hold up a sec.
And the colour of the couch and everything, I don't really know what was chosen.
I screenshot it to put in my other video.
I like it. It's just nice and neat. And then all this other stuff. If you want to, hang on. If you want to know where any of this other fruit's from, you'll have to get onto Beck on socials because all these little trendy stuff. I have no idea where she got it from. Anyway,
no, I've got a reel on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook of all the styling stuff.
Okay,
so
cool.
go there. Okay, so the bench tops are NX Luke Oak, LUUK Oak. So that's the bench tops. The floor is Braga Oak. Okay, Braga Oak for the floor. The couch colour is Eastwood Fawn. And these are Arctic True Mate.
Matte. True Mate.
Well, oh yeah. I was reading it. Arctic True Matte. Yeah. Can't believe I did that.
The one thing I will say about these, they look great, but they do take a bit of upkeep. They get a bit grubby.
But it's worth it.
It is worth it. But
it looks nice.
It looks very nice.
It looks nice and airy and fresh. I think that's it.
That is. I don't think we got a concertina door here too. So
oh yeah, concertina.
It's a nice, thick. It's sort of soundproof and it's good. Actually, the kids have been constantly trying to shut it.
I know. And they, Charlie had all her like lights up here.
Fairy lights.
Fairy lights, and then Jack and Billy bought this other lighting thing, so they had it all lit up and. They're having a field day in here. We had to get up them several times to go to sleep.
They want to shut this. They kept shutting this real slowly. And then, so then they were hoping we wouldn't see, and then they just start having a party in there. But it's good. Anyways, we'll leave it there, mate. Happy days. Any comments, questions, feedback, chuck it down below. Hit us up. We always try and help if we can.
Should we talk about that?
What is it? Oh, it's just the range hood. Because we put our bingo here. That's the range hood. So yeah. Anyway, see you later.
Toodaloo.
Bye.